Welcome back to our FM22 Beta adventure where we're taking on leading managers from around the world to see which of us can amass the most points over one season. Now granted, the first two episodes have not gone that well, but I'm an optimist as Journey sang Don't Stop Believing. Granted, they also sang I'll Be Alright Without You in separate ways, but I'm choosing to ignore those signs and focus on getting the W today. We've left the Premier League, we're heading to Italy. Can we be better than Sarri? So we're taking over Lazio for today's episode. Before we get into it, thank you to all of the new subscribers that have joined the channel since the launch of the FM22 Beta. If you're a new viewer and you'd like to subscribe too, you will be warmly welcomed and greatly appreciated. And anybody that hits the like button during this video is an absolute hero. But without further ado, let's see how Maurizio Sarri gets on in his first game of the season, which is a new job for him as well, as he takes on Spezia at home. So Sarri gets a win in the opening weekend of the Serie A season, but this was a close one. They went behind early on in the game and they had to wait until the 89th minute to find the winning goal. But we're also interested in how Sarri set up his team tactically, because whatever formation he favours during his season in charge, that formation is going to be off limits to us when we take over at Lazio. Looks like he's going to be playing a 4-3-3 and he's favouring a DM. This is what SarriBall looks like. He's making use of some pretty talented players. He's got Milinkovic, Savic and Immobile in that side. And he's playing Felipe Anderson and Pedro as wide players as well. We're going to sim through the season. We're going to see what system Sarri plays for the rest of the campaign. And more importantly, we're going to see what kind of target he sets as his points total. Okay, so we've played through the season. Sarri's first campaign as Lazio boss is concluded. They won 3-2 on the final weekend of the season. They needed a 90th minute winner to do that, and they've had a bit of a mixed campaign. They finished down in 8th, qualified for Europe because they won the Coppa Italia, but they've only managed to achieve 57 points this season. That gives us our target. I've been thinking long and hard about what tactical setup we're going to use for this. I'm cautiously optimistic that we might be able to get 58 points or more. Let's check out how we're going to set up. Okay, so welcome to the start of our time at Lazio. We've developed a system, but there's a spanner in the works. One of the key men for it, the pressing forward, Ciro Immobile, is going to be missing for today's game. He has got great pace, great teamwork, great work rate. A dream of a pressing forward, somebody who we designed this system around. He's picked up a knock during pre-season and isn't going to be available. The system is very narrow. We're playing a 4-4-2 diamond. We've got strength in the middle of the park. Milinkovic, Savic looks great. Luis Alberto looks great. Even an aging Lucas Leiva looks pretty useful in front of the defence. I assessed the wide options and thought we had better players down the spine of the team than we did in wide positions. So we're going to let our fullbacks provide the width for us. We're playing quite an aggressive tactic, but it's quite a narrow tactic, but it's one that allows us to get two players up front, which is always a combination that I enjoy. We're going to get out there and play Spezia. It's going to be tough without your main goal scorer, but let's see how we get on. So we're underway in our third edition of Can We Be Better Than a Leading Manager. We've come out to Italy. Maurizio Sarri won this game, his first in charge of Lazio, but he needed a bit of a late performance in order to get over the line. I'd love it if we could make it a little bit more comfortable, but I think Spezia might be pretty dogged and determined opponents. We're going to see whether a narrow formation looks like it could be profitable in FM22. Remember, the idea behind these experiments is for us to start understanding the tactical match engine that's employed by FM22 ahead of our long-term save that will be beginning once the full version of FM22 is available. This narrow formation seems to have created quite a lot of chances so far. 10 shots, 5 on target, although we've not really managed to force much by the way of highlights. It might be at half-time, but we have to have a bit of a stern word with the players. But if we could come out for the second half and nick a goal, we could get off to a positive start as our time as Lazio boss. Okay, we are back underway, and our ambition for this second half is to see whether we can have a highlight. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target. Now we're up to 8, and we've not forced a highlight yet. Finally now, 56 minutes. The highlights have come, and we're on the ball. Here's Luis Alberto. Looks like a great midfielder. And we've had a good effort from range, but wasn't a very clear-cut chance, was it? I think maybe we need to make a couple of changes, certainly to personnel, to see whether we can get a win in this first game. Okay, we've made 2 substitutions and we've upped our mentality to attacking. And we finally got into the highlights again. Still plenty of time, 20 minutes left, but we're going to need the ball. And we're going to need to spring a counter-attack. Here's Basic, one of the players we've just brought on. And we've still got a little bit of work to do if we're going to start this campaign with a victory. We've given the ball away. Anderson's the other substitute we've brought on. Should win the ball back. Let's see if we can launch something. We need to try and craft a real gilt-edged opportunity. Andre Anderson's got the ball through. Here's Luis Alberto. Rushes in from midfield. And he has placed that nicely past the keeper. And upping the mentality has helped us win the breakthrough. We're going to knock it back down. Just onto positive. But this was a nice goal, and with 4 men in the centre of the park, those on-rushing midfielders do look like an attacking threat, don't they? Maybe we need to work on trying to get these fullbacks more involved, because I've not seen many overlapping runs. But we're into the highlights again, 2 minutes after the goal, and we are back attacking. There is our left back. I'd like to see him getting even higher up the pitch. We work the ball into the midfield again. He could not get a chance created, but we're picking the ball up quite comfortably. It's not like Spezia are committing a lot of men forward. Here's our fullback again. Still not taking on his man, but those central midfielders are getting involved, and there is one of our players hitting the bar again. And then Lazzari, our other fullback, hits one over the bar. Match stats wise, you've got to say, this is a pleasing performance. Spezia have only had 1 shot in the entire game, but we've not really made the most of the chances that we've had, and I'm not sure we've created particularly strong ones. Luis Alberto, though, is looking more and more influential. He's got the goal, and he's also gone very close on that occasion. 22 shots in total now, but an XG of just 1.39 means that maybe I'm not as confident in this tactic as I was when I was designing it. The central midfield too have done well, and so far I'm finding in FM22 central midfielders are creating a lot of assists and scoring a lot of goals. We're going to persist with this tactic, but I think we've got a bit of work to do to beat Sarri's total. Let's see how we get on. So our time at Lazio is up. Mixed reviews, I would say, but look at this result. We were 4-1 down in the semi-finals of the Europa League to Dortmund after the first leg, and then we were 4-1 up in the second leg. We took them to extra time, then completely imploded and conceded 4 goals during that extra time period. But look at just how good Immobile was in this game. And in fact, I said he might enjoy being a pressing forward in a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. And look at how he played. He got 15 goals in Europe, 27 goals in Serie A, and 6 more in the Cup. He absolutely filled his boots in this tactic. But I think we probably want to show you how we did in the league. It was never in doubt, was it? By never in doubt, I mean it was in doubt for most of the season. But we've managed to get over the line with 65 points. We have got the better of Maurizio Sarri. Italy is clearly a destination that works for us. And the 4-1-2-1-2, or the 4-4-2 diamond, played pretty well as a tactic. And during spells of the season, we had players missing. Otherwise, I think we would have been a little bit more comfortable. But now we need to go and find a new manager to take on in a one-season challenge to see who can amass the most points. Put your suggestions down in the comments below, and we will see you very soon, because we're playing the FM Beta to see whether we can get the better of some top managers.